Okay, what's up, peeps? When you're doing a metal roof, you have these things called transitions right here. So this is one pitch, and this is another pitch right here. Two different pitches meet, and where they meet, that's your transition. And you want to put this transition trim right there, transition flashing. And if you don't do it right, bad things can happen, like a leak, which is what we had on this specific roof. When we turn the camera around, show you what's going on here. So I've got the screws taken apart, and we got a dew on the roof today. You can see water actually dripping back there, and you can see the water floating and running. So that is the house back there, and that water, when two pieces of metal are stuck together, water wicks in between them. So basically it creates a capillary vacuum that kind of sucks the water between the two layers of metal. So when you're overlapping your metal, you want to put two beads of caulking right there. So I put like one right here and another one a little further back. So you got two layers of protection against that water wicking back in there. And then check this out. This is pretty cool. Water wicks in any direction, including uphill. So this is a steep-ish 612 roof, but water's wicking up between the top of the transition flashing and the metal. When I take this screw out, look what happens. If I can take a screw out with my left hand. Of course, when I'm doing the video, it doesn't work. Well, let's try this one. Yep, there you go. You see all that water that came out of there? That was crazy. So this screw, not a little bit out of there. This screw is too close. With all that water that came out of there, it's wicked up underneath this piece of metal, and it's definitely hitting this screw. So over time, these screws start to rust, and then they leak. So when you're putting the screws in, they should be, 3 inches up instead of an inch away from the seam. You don't want to have screws that close to where water's going to wick. So anyway, if you don't, one other thing, like, you really got to make sure that this is pitched right, because the way this transition kind of flows backwards, it creates a pond right here. And if this had pitched straighter and come up a little taller, then it doesn't create a dam where water can sit. So that sitting water is going to go underneath this piece and be a leak like what we had. So you want to exaggerate the pitch on your transition trim. So basically, you're going from this pitch, and then you kick it up just a little bit to make sure you don't have any standing water in that crotch right there. If you do those things, you should be fine. One other issue that can happen is, like, you've got this roof right here, and if the wind is coming from this direction and hitting this, it is going to be sending rain and kind of like almost like a rain mist blowing up the roof hard. I've seen it. And it'll blow underneath this trim. It'll also blow underneath your ridge cap. But you got to have something underneath here to stop the water from going up underneath. You can see all the debris here. That's all blown up underneath the trim. And if you don't have it, it is going to blow straight past the metal and into your house. So this is a foam closure. You can see it underneath there. That does work. What we do is we actually take a tool and bend this rib up. It accomplishes the same thing. I just feel like it lasts longer, and I don't have to. I'd rather do that than put the piece of foam on, because sometimes the foam doesn't stick and it blows out. So those are some tips and tricks for installing transition trim to make sure that it's going to last and not leak. Any other metal install questions, just leave a comment or send a message, and I'll do a custom video for you.